So sadly, it seems that we do not really live in a free market economy anymore. Now, I know that's a really big statement, but I'm going to go through it and explain to you why I don't think that's the case. Now, obviously, you're going to tell me that that has to do with the lockdowns, and yes, it does have to do with lockdowns, but this video is not itself about lockdowns. I'm not a medical professional, and I am not commenting on the medical situation, the safety concerns that exist out there, or the cases that exist out there. I'm simply talking about the result in which the free market has been damaged, and I want to go through some of the rationale because I think that is the biggest problem. So, to start off though, what is a free market? Now, a lot of people might think that a free market is basically a free-for-all. You can buy and sell, do whatever you want. But the main hallmarks of a free market are basically that there is no coercion. People are free to buy and sell what they like. Everything works on the laws of supply and demand. And so people are going to be moving product or materials, resources around the economy based on supply and demand, and prices are going to reflect. There's no coercion or central planning or government interference in that direct manner that a free market has. Now, there's going to be obviously some scaffolding that you could think of as the free market is built on, and that would be courts, laws, rules, something you have a bit of structure so that you know that you have some safety if you're trying to build something. You know, you can get maybe a patent, you can reliably sue people, or there's a court system if your suppliers don't give you the product but you've paid them on time. So these type of things can assist a free market. They don't necessarily hinder it. Again, depends specific details what we're talking about, but in a nutshell, that's what a free market is. So the lockdowns obviously have put a stop to that in many ways, because the free choice, the coerced transactions, they're not coerced in the sense that the government is telling me I have to buy product A or product B. They may not even be limiting the amount of products that are available to me at the store shelves. They are, however, limiting the amount of store shelves that I can visit. So because big box stores tend to be the main thing that stays open in most of the country, and right now I'm in Ontario, and so this video is going to use a lot of Ontario stats, but if you're limiting the places that I can go to shop, then you are in essence limiting my choices, because as great as maybe Walmart might be, or the Real Canadian Superstore might be, or any of the large big box stores that are still open, as great as those stores might be, they're not going to have every single product that I myself might be looking for. So my choices are automatically limited by that sheer fact. They have a certain amount of square footage. They cannot and will not stock everything. And if we're talking about online shopping, then that might be true. You might have more options there. But the issue is that that's one company. That's one main company. We all know the company. It's Amazon. That's one company that is now dominating the online delivery space, and that is Amazon. And so my ability to shop at maybe a local store which does not have delivery, maybe there's no curbside pickup allowed, or there's no direct indoor shopping allowed where I am with the restrictions, then that is going to obviously affect the free market and the amount of choices that I have. So that's all kind of theoretical, but what's really the problem? The problem really is, and especially in Ontario, the problem is the sources of these outbreaks, which don't seem to mesh with the decisions being made. And I know a lot of people have spoken about that. You might even have seen some other stories, either on True North or in other media outlets. But I want to go through the data with you because I think it's really important that everyone see for themselves the data. And I'm going to pull up here the Ontario COVID website. Now, they have a section here, cases by outbreak setting. They have different colors. You can see here on the graph, purple is for long-term care homes. That would be hospitals and retirement homes. The sort of pinky color is for group homes or supportive housing. The sort of mustardy green would be childcare, so it's any schooling or anything. The yellow is going to be bars, restaurants, or nightclubs, and then the blue is going to be workplace. So the big question is, where are the cases coming from? Now, if you look at the chart, with the default setting of all of the top places where it's going to be, the number one source of these outbreaks is very clearly long-term care facilities. So this is seniors' homes, retirement homes, any of those type of places where people are living, where the elderly are. This is the number one source of the COVID cases, and that's also going to then be, by default, because it's the number one source of cases, it's going to be the number one source of deaths, number one source of possible spread, because people going in and out of these places, workers, etc. This is going to be where it is coming from. And so the effect that long-term care homes have on the rest of society might be questionable. You might be able to find a way to limit that spread from that particular sector to other sectors of society or other areas of society, especially with the people who are working there, having, maybe to take extra precautions or taking tests on a more regular basis. But the idea that I have to be limited where I can shop is simply not borne out in the data, because the data shows, and the most recent one that I have as of the making of this video is December 17th. So for Ontario, 101 cases for long-term care homes, 0 from bars and restaurants, 1 from retail, 13 from group homes, and 0 from childcare on December 17th, 2020. So, if you were going to say that we're going to have a free market economy, that we're still going to allow people to make the choices, that's simply not true. We don't have a free market economy in that way anymore. Does it mean that it will come back? Possibly. Does it mean that we will see an end to this virus? Hopefully that we will see an end to it soon, and we will, get to that point where people are vaccinated and there's no danger, there's no crazy danger. That might, the virus might still be out there, but it's not going to be to the extent that we're living in now. And we'll be able to have, once again, that free market, in that we will not be coerced or prevented from making the economic choices that we would like to make and purchasing or not purchasing the things that we would like to purchase. So again, a lot of stuff to think about as always, but I really hope that seeing the data for yourself will make a big difference. So once more, for True North, I am Sam Eskenasi. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments and where you think these lockdowns are and what you think about the state of the free market economy in Canada. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank you so much.